You need to sell your house and the market has slowed down. Maybe you even tried selling your house earlier and it didn't sell. So what are your options? What should you do? Selling a house in a slow market can feel like, well, an uphill battle, but with the right approach, you can get it done. When buyers are scarce and competition is high, then it's important to adapt a strategy that will help you stand out. My favorite saying that I think really encompasses it all is that when selling a house in a slow market, it's like a beauty contest and a price war. And towards the end of the video, I'm going to talk about a way to sell your house without going through the traditional route of being on the market. This is a great option for folks that need to sell their house fast, or for people that need to sell their house in as-is condition, don't have the ability or want to do any repairs, or for the folks who've tried to sell their house and just were unsuccessful and just don't want to go through all the hassles and all the showings and just truly want a guaranteed sale so they can move on with their life. All right. So what strategies can we implement in order to get your house sold in a slow market? The first is to price the house right from the start. Here's some gospel for you. Proper pricing prevents poor performance. Pricing is critical in any market, but in a slow market, that importance compounds. Overpricing will cause a house to sit on the market. It will discourage buyers, and the reason is that real estate, it's the ultimate comparison shopping. A potential buyer will literally compare the house they just saw to the house that they're currently touring. It's a war on value. Whichever property provides a buyer more perceived value, they're going to win. If you're overpriced, then you help your neighbor sell. If your neighbor's overpriced, then they're going to help you sell. You or an agent that you've hired will want to start doing some research on comparable sales. You need to take off your rose-colored glasses and objectively compare your house to similar houses in the area that you've recently sold. When evaluating these comps and coming up with a pricing strategy in a slow market, that I recommend pricing a property slightly below what the perceived market value is in order to attract interest and potentially spark a bidding war. Great example of a house that I personally just sold. The perceived value that I saw in our comps was $325,000. I listed it for $300,000, and it went well above the $300,000, and actually went well above the $325,000. The market was slower, and we were headed into a slower time of year, and time was money in my case, and I wanted to ensure that the property was just going to be sold. Now, the second strategy is to enhance your property's curb appeal. I know you have heard the saying that first impressions, they're lasting impressions. Well, this is especially true in a sluggish market. A well-maintained exterior will make the property feel more inviting. So what does this mean? Landscaping, paint, and repairs, as well as lighting. Even in winter, landscaping matters. Replace the dead summer flowers in the planter boxes with some evergreens. In the summer, you're going to want to ensure that the lawn is mowed, flower beds are mulched and weeded, and hedges are trimmed. If any paint's peeling, then show it some love. Freshen up your front door shutters and any worn out areas. And make sure that the house is bright. You need the house to be well lit, both during the day as well as the night. I always recommend to swap out the warm light bulbs with the bright white light. A buyer pays a premium for space. Bright spaces make spaces feel larger. The third strategy that you may want to consider is staging your house for success. It's important to know that staging doesn't necessarily mean taking all that old furniture out of the house and then replacing it with new furniture. Staging in most cases involves using what you already have. Sometimes it may require rearranging furniture or removing furniture. It definitely always involves removing clutter. Repainting using neutral color tones can be a huge win. What colors, you ask? The boring ones. Think Pottery Bond. For me, when I flip a house, then I go with the Benjamin Moore Chantilly lace. It's bright white paint. And if you have a vacant house, then you will want to consider having someone bringing in staging furniture. If you don't need to stage every room, focus on the important ones: kitchen, living room, master bedroom, and maybe even a smaller room where people are going to have some difficulty envisioning the space. And something that really matters up here in the north, at least during the winter, don't have the temperature to the house set at 50 or 55 degrees. Buyers need to be comfortable when they enter the space. If the space is cold, then you drastically decrease the likelihood that you're going to be able to secure a buyer. Those couple of dollars that you're trying to save on your utility bill could cost you thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars of the selling price or holding costs. It's been proven that staged houses, they sell faster and for more money. Now, that fourth strategy is to consider offering an incentive. So what type of incentives could you offer? You could offer closing cost assistance. You could offer an interest rate buy down. A home warranty is another incentive that you could offer to a buyer. And while this is not necessarily an incentive, it is something you must really consider. You need to be open to buyers that would need to sell their house and would be presenting an offer with a home sale contingency. It always amazes me how dumb so many agents and thereby their clients that they're advising are. Utilize a kick-out clause and have your cake and eat it too. If your agent doesn't like home sale contingencies, then find a new agent. The fifth marketing strategy is to ensure that you're marketing your property effectively. Some keys to this are ensuring that it is a professional photographer and videographer that is making the marketing collateral. You need high quality visuals as they are essential for online listings. You're having an open house 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. You're also going to want to look at virtual tours like the 3D interactive tours. You will want to ensure that you are leveraging social media and that you are working with a skilled agent who has the tools and the network to ensure that you are being marketed efficiently. The sixth strategy, it's a must. In a slow market, you need to be flexible with showings. One of the dumbest things you can do is limit your showings to say maybe only open houses or only certain times of the day. In slow markets, showings are precious. Treat each showing as the gift that they are and ensure that the property is in exceptional condition. And the seventh strategy is that you need to be prepared to negotiate. An offer comes in that is what you perceive as too low. Don't reject the offer. Counter with something. Negotiating, it's like a game of volleyball. You will always lose if that ball drops on your side of the court. But in a slow market, you don't have the upper hand. Buyers, they rule the roost. You need to be open to repairs and credits. Otherwise, you're just going to sit on the market, losing valuable time and decreasing the probability of receiving any type of premium for your property. And the eighth strategy is exploring alternative selling options. If you don't need the equity in the house, then you might want to consider a rent-to-own option. This can attract buyers who are not ready for a traditional purchase but want to move into the property immediately. The other option is to sell the house to a cash buyer. This is the option that I was discussing earlier for those who don't want to go through the traditional route of selling a house with an agent, dealing with all the showings and uncertainties, or someone who needs to sell and were unsuccessful before. A cash buyer is able to close fast or as slow as you need them to. They will buy the house in as-is condition, meaning that you don't have to do any repairs. There are no showings to buyers. There is no having to stage your house or any uncertainty about whether they will be able to get their financing or not. These cash buyers, sometimes known as iBuyers, offer maximum convenience in a process that is known for its ease. Selling a house is considered a top 3 stressful event in a person's life. Selling a house falls on the list after death and divorce. Selling sucks, and selling in a slow market is monumentally worse. I always recommend the seller to hire an agent that can do both, market their house, but also be able to provide them with a cash offer. This is important because it allows the homeowner to have all the information so they can make their best decision. If you're interviewing agents, then you need to ask if they can provide you a cash offer for your property as well. If they can't, then find a new agent. If you're thinking about selling your property and are looking for recommendations on an agent, then let me know, as it would be a pleasure to provide you with some agents that I feel confident could do a great job for you. If you're looking to sell your house and are wanting a cash offer for your property, then please reach out, as it would be a true pleasure to help you get a cash offer on your property. It's Jeff Chubb with Bluefin Property Buyers. You can reach me at 617-775-7687 or by email at jeff@bluefinbuyers.com. Thanks for watching.